Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while, right? So this is not an apology because I know a lot of you guys hate when I say I'm sorry, but this is an explanation, not necessarily because I feel like I owe it to anyone, so don't come at me for that, but just because I have been MIA for a little bit. So let me recap here. I am back. I am here to post videos. I have stuff upcoming, same stuff I've been talking about. This past month, I just decided to live in the moment because we have worked for 7 months to get to drag week and race week and enjoy the 55. And honestly, it came down to we were averaging about 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night. Like, that was pretty normal, doing drag week and race week back to back. Had a whole ordeal with the 55, getting it ready for that, for testing, which you'll see in this video. So it was just like a lot happened. And so it was either, we were going to get 2 to 3 hours of sleep, but I could either go to dinner with my friends that I see once a year, and something that we work towards, and then go back and still get my couple hours of sleep, or I could sit and edit a video and skip dinner and not live in the moment with those people. And so don't think that I don't care about you guys. I appreciate every single one of you watching. It means so much. But at the same time, I wanted to be present with those people that I was with. And so that's what we did. And I was also, honestly, I was dead. We had so much happen back to back to back. Drag week and race week back to back, hard. But I will be sharing that with you guys. I am working on editing videos right now as we speak, obviously posting this, but I'm working on getting a lot edited for you. So for those on the journey still, thank you. I appreciate you. Know that I'm working on being more consistent. I am currently in the process of looking to find somebody to edit my videos, or help, not do it, but help me with that. I do all of that. So I'm just working on that so that way I can be a little bit more consistent for you guys. So anyways, without any more ramble, let's go ahead and hop into this video. This is when we went testing with the 55 right before race week. Yeah, that was drag week. Drag week was the first one, right before drag week. So this is just a couple weeks ago. It's not far and out of date. Don't think it's old. It's actually very recent. So yeah, we went testing, and stay tuned for the end because we made major strides and huge progression in our quest for the sixes because I ran my first 7-second pass ever, and it felt so good. So I can't wait to share that. So go ahead, check it out. Again, thank you guys for watching. Let's get to it.
$775, 181.
Welcome back. So today is, as I always say, an exciting day, but this really is an exciting day because this is 55 day and Challenger Day. So we are currently at Memphis International Raceway. I always mess up the prefix, but know that it's in Memphis, or the suffix, the words that come after, to describe it. So anyways, we are at Memphis. We have the 55 in the enclosed trailer, Challenger on the open trailer. We are going to have the track for 8 hours today. Our friend Ryan from Holly, you've seen him before. He has drove over from Bowling Green. He will be here shortly. He is going to help us get the 55 all dialed in today. So anyways, we have both cars here. We're gonna make a couple passes in the Challenger and do lots of shakedown on the 55 because we are getting ready for drag week and race week and leaving Friday. Let's get started, but before, real quick, let me tell you what it took to get here. If it was easy, everybody would do it. I don't expect easy, but we also could catch a break once in a while, right? So with the Challenger project that came up, we didn't get to take the 55 out and test as soon as we wanted to, which is okay. We drove the car 750 miles. Everything was fine. We made 2 passes on it. We drove it around the shop. We put it on the lift. We started and ran it. Nothing was wrong. It's totally okay. That's when stuff goes wrong though. So we had worked the last 2 weeks to get the car ready, finishing stuff up, reworking stuff, redoing stuff, making it nicer, changing wiring, adding like 9 sensors. I added so many sensors to this. Dad built titanium belly pans. He's totally fine-tuned so much stuff. Part of it while I was on power tour. Long story short, we got ready to start it Wednesday night. We were supposed to test on Thursday. We had the track reserved for that. We had a photographer from Car and Driver coming to shoot the Challenger. Ryan was lined up to come, and there's some other moving part. Oh, all of Andy's film crew was lined up, and the track had their staff lined up. We started the car at about midnight without expecting problems because it ran when we parked it. I ran it for about 15 minutes, and Mom and Dad went to get the trailer. It's about midnight, and I started hearing a squeak, the squeak of death. And I was like, oh no, that's not good. I waited until Dad got back, and I was like, hey, you need to listen to this, like something's wrong. I think there's a lifter. Sure enough, he's like, yeah, that's not good. So I pull the valve cover, number 4 cylinder lifter, obviously damaged. I'll put a picture. Mika, come here. I don't know where you think you're going. So anyways, so we got the, we had that issue. So I was like, oh no, I got to cancel everything. It's midnight. We have to cancel. So I'm calling, like texting everybody. I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like we've had catastrophic failure, like blah, 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 blah. Not catastrophic, but you know, it like prevented us from coming. We can't come, like whatever. So we were trying to scramble to rearrange because we want to test before drag week. But we had a spare set of lifters. The lifters that were in it are not Isky lifters. This is not bashing anybody. It was time to rebuild the lifters that were in there. Hadn't had a chance, but we did have a new set of Isky lifters on the shelf. They have a 1/4 inch, the seat height is about a 1/4 inch taller. It is a 1/4 inch taller than the lifters that were in it. So our push rods didn't work, and they're not off the shelf push rods. They're 1/2 inch, 188 wall, cup end on one side, ball end on the other, custom Manton push rods. So it's kind of an ordeal to get them. I see Ryan coming in now. Yay, yay, yay. But anyway, so it was kind of an ordeal. So we're like, we're just screwed. There's no way we're gonna make it, but we have the lifters. So I ended up getting up the next morning. I call our friend Nolan from Isky. Nerd rolling in. Called Nolan from Isky, and I was like, hey, here's the situation. I need push rods. So he told me, he's like, I'm gonna call people. I'll try to make something happen. So he calls, gets the push rods lined up. He called, well, his guy, Rod from Isky, calls, gets the push rods lined up with Manton. Manton gets them out the same day. Thursday, red label, delivery Friday, Saturday, good to go for testing. Until later that day, Dad pulled the cam out. We thought it was okay. Turns out one of the lobes was pretty damaged, and then 2 of the lobes were on their way because there was 2 other lifters failing. So anyways, so now we don't have a cam. We have a backup cam. It's not ideal. We didn't really want to run it. So Mom and I had to go ahead and come over to Memphis to meet the photographer for the Challenger. So I decided, I was like, let's stay the night. There's cam companies around Memphis. Like, why don't we stay? We'll try to get a campground in the morning. So I called my friends at AFR, Tim. He was like, hey, he knows everybody. I was like, hey, here's the situation. I need to get a contact at Comp or something like that, so that way I could try to, you know, get a cam in the morning. Could you introduce me? He was like, yeah, sure. Let me see who I can come up with. So he starts an email chain that night. The very next morning, Mark tags in Chris, who ends up emailing me back first thing and was like, yes, we can help. So our friend Ryan, who just showed up, helped spec a cam out, got a cam spec'd, called Chris, got it all set up, and then yesterday morning they got the cam in production, and then we picked it up at 2 o'clock, drove home last night. Dad and I got it installed, got it all buttoned back up. We went home at like 3 a.m. to shower. We were back on the road by 4, and now we're back in Memphis. So yes, that's a 4-minute, 50-second spiel of what just happened. But we are here, and we're going to test, and we're going to cross our fingers for some good times today. Track prepped, just asked for a marginal prep. Ryan is checking over everything. 55 is unloaded. So this is going to be our priority today. We're going to do, of course, video stuff first. We're going to do 60-foot launches with this, check things, work up to boost. We won't do full passes until we make sure everything's all good to go. So I'm excited to drive this car. going on, but for once it's not on the car. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Dad is sitting. Yeah, surprise.
But preface that.
Yeah.
There was a lot. I already prefaced the amount of work.
We only slept 1 hour in my chair last night.
Yeah, you got an hour. I slept on the way over, but it's fine.
I'm up at 5 a.m. I got more sleep than you guys.
Okay, 5 a.m.
I wish we could have got up at 5 a.m.
I know, right?
Yeah. So Ryan's got all his little beginning keyboard stuff
Yeah, kind of.
figured out. We're ready for a pass once this is ready for a pass.
Andy will get his camera stuff. Come on, how long is that going to take?
You know I don't know how long it's gonna take.
Come on, you've done it before. You going to run that thing?
Hi.
It's all about fair play.
The what?
Shut you down.
She needs a...
I feel so claustrophobic in this suit. Like it is compressing my chest. Will you come tighten my belt?
This one's a lot different than this one.
Yes, because they weren't. I didn't have. I loosened them.
Is it enough?
Yeah, the side ones need to be tightened.
It's kind of in a bad position. Is that good?
Yeah. Okay.
Window net.
Yeah, I'll try a line lock, and then if it doesn't work,
Yeah, if it doesn't work in second, we'll do first.
and then if that doesn't work,
If it don't work, we'll John first. You got the window over there.
And I'll tell you roll in. But I just want to be sure.
yeah.
All right. All righty.
Yeah. Track puppy.
Do you want to give any words for it?
Yeah, I mean that's was 1 second of fun, and then it was like, oh, we're done. So, cool thing is that did a line lock burnout, which is good, just because it's too big a burnout, but good that it did that, because it didn't before. So go see what they want. What was that stick? Come on, get with it.
So you said it felt slow.
Yeah, it was slow, but relatively slow.
All right. So it came up and made 7.5 pounds.
Did I sit there way too long?
No, about perfect. You see it just
just
flatlined
there.
right as he did it.
Pretty good car, huh?
It's working good.
All right, so we got hit 1. Ryan said it's a turd and I would get made fun of on drag week. But to be fair, we are fixing that. That's what we're here to do. So it was soft. We wanted it to be soft, but we've pulled the data, looked at it. Ryan's made like 10 changes, and we are getting ready to do it again. So then after that, it'll be a little bit quicker. The first stuff was just making sure everything was working, functional, safe. And so now I'm going to do another 60 foot. It's funny because Ryan's legitimately pulling my boost so that way I can't go longer. He is legitimately shutting me off at 1.5 seconds, so that way I don't take it out extra far. Just making sure we're trying to get a baseline on what, a degree of timing does this, and this kind of fuel change does that. So we're working on getting those baseline information pieces, so that way we can turn it up. But really, like, that 60 foot is very important, and then we can carry that out through the quarter later. So that's what it's all about. All right, you guys all look ready. I feel ready.
You are ready.
I think I'm ready.
You're born ready.
I just don't know what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on something right now. Do we actually know what we're? Oh, wheelie bar chalk.
Waiting on wheelie bar chalk.
That's what it is.
You and get in the car.
I'm ready. I'm waiting on
You're not in
you.
the car.
Well, I'm waiting on you guys.
So we're just about ready.
She's princess. We can't have her sweat too much. So I just got to suit half down.
Yeah, I bet it did.
I think it's steered to the right.
It looks straight from I just recorded it.
Okay. Anything else to the right. But again, after I let out of it.
It looked like I couldn't tell at the launch, just watching it, it looked like I couldn't tell if it bounced and went, like it didn't have a boost, or if it just slapped the bars too hard. There was a big.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we just did the second 60 foot, and we dropped the 60 from a 140 to a 131. So once again, still slow, but we're working on getting those very key pieces of information. So we're trying to figure out what, a degree of timing does, how it reacts, a pound of boost, how it reacts, how a fuel change, how it reacts. So we're getting those baseline information pieces, so that way we can extend that later in the quarter mile. So it's all about getting that down low stuff. And I have added so many sensors and so many different things. We want to make sure everything is working, so we can get all our data, make sure everything's proper, and then we'll eventually today turn up the power, make a full pass, and that's going to be a lot of fun. But for now, we're doing that. So getting ready to go look at log with Ryan, go from there, but it's going to be a fun car.
That's okay. You got both mics?
I think I thought recording. Still getting it.
Andy's always the
Sure, let's see some more dancing here shortly.
The real Alex Taylor Racing.
This has gone down a lot.
Yeah, what's the fastest 8 you got? What's your fastest 8 mile? No, how about okay, we gotta wait. It'll probably.
But you were off at the 3:30, so that would have been faster.
Yeah, Ryan told me to get out. Did I pass the test?
Yes. Oh wait, we'll look at the log.
Every day, track day, about this point, my face starts looking like somebody beat the crap out of me. I got black circles under my eyes, but that's not the point of this. I don't know what launch we're on. We still have not made a full pass. We're battling a little bit of chassis setup right now, shock setup, shock tuning, and so on and so forth. So, same story as before. We want to get that 330. We moved up to 330, so we want to get the 660, 330 totally worked out well. Totally is a very relative term. We want to get it somewhat worked out as good as we could for right now before we just waste big top end passes. We'll make one or two, but what we're trying to do is there's on the launch there is it's bouncing. Don't know why. Don't know if it's tire pressure related. Don't know if it's shock related. The front shocks are all the way tight and they need to be tighter. So I gotta look at trying to get those revalved before we go, probably, which is Friday. Monday's Labor Day. So anyways, we got stuff to figure out. I'm thankful we're doing it here because I don't want to do it on drag week. Ryan's super helpful for that. So as always, we need more time. Tisk tisk, but it's okay. I love this car though. I like driving. I just like driving. I'm having fun driving. Stuck. I'm literally stuck. Okay. So we're getting ready to go for the first 8th mile pass. I'm excited to go a little further. I have this problem which is very contradictory to my normal issue. And I've been lifting, and I think it's because I'm anticipating shake, because my first couple passes I did have tire shake. So I guess I'm just anticipating it. I don't know. So basically, they said, stay in it, Alex. Just like that. We'll see. I'm suiting still. Good. You got it.
Okay, this could be a good ride. Make it work.
Okay.
We gotta get some good rides out of this. This practice stuff's getting old.
It is what it is. It's gotta happen sometime. It's easy to pop. I pulled it in the third and pulled too far back and it went to neutral.
Will it go without a descent? You're squeezing the trigger when you shouldn't be.
It's just backwards, and so I gotta get it. And it's my fault. I gotta get it figured out, but it's because it's just reverse, and so it's like you detent, no tent. It's just I don't know.
Well, I don't know what to
The
tell
reason
you.
I'll get it figured out, but the reason I lifted after that was because like it was in neutral, obviously, but I just got out of it. So.
Yeah, there's no reason to continue to pass along.
No, but what's the time?
I set the slip right there. 130, 160.
What's the fastest minute hit?
5:30. So I guess we're approaching.
How did it feel though? Was it smooth?
Yeah, felt good.
Okay.
I think it would be good. I think if I didn't screw something up, it would have been good. And you know something I
The pass before, that was the exact same power with just the tire change. So if that felt smoother and slower, so we were going in the right
It's
direction.
got the same.
Hey, do you realize this could be a 7-second pass?
It could be the fastest pass you ever made. As long as it feels good. Make sure that steering wheel's locked on.
Good. We do need a steering wheel for this mission to be.
Need a steering wheel what?
We do need a steering wheel for this to be a successful mission.
Jerk that.
Okay. Let's
Good
party,
luck.
people.
Go kick its butt.
guys are probably wondering, why do I keep lifting? And when I look at it, I have to wonder the same thing when I look back. But keep in mind, this was my first time driving a big tire car. It's my first time really getting to drive this car. And when it didn't feel right, I just lifted. I knew I could come back and do it again. I wanted to get comfortable with the car. I didn't know what was normal movement and what to expect, and then I didn't know, with that said, I didn't know what was a concerning movement of the car. I wish I had the in-car video. Sadly, it was not my GoPro in there, and I haven't got that footage. And I want to go ahead and get this out to you guys, so I can't show you, but the steering wheel was literally like this. I was driving the car, and the car is not like that now. We put a wing on the back. It totally was a game changer. But the car was a handful, and it was a little bit intimidating. And so I would lift. I'd come back, and everybody would be like, why did you lift? I'm like, because it didn't feel right. Let's try this again. By the end of this video, though, I do stay in it. We did get 2 full passes, so don't give up on me yet.
She wants that 7 so bad. Man, and that black Camaro, I thought I could get an 800, but I could never get a 799 with it.
Very cheap.
You almost got a 7.
I know!
Ryan's going home. He's ladies in trouble.
I pedaled better, though, that time.
You did. I do want to pull out.
Okay, look at really good.
Probably didn't have to lift, but that's why I pedaled it, because I was like, oh, you dummy.
You would have been a 799.
I know.
I know.
This much later.
Lindsay Wheeloff ran her first 7-second pass today.
Did she really?
I wish I would have.
Well, you can go one more time.
You can go, and I
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you want to just make another hit, you can.
If you're gonna do it, you got to get the chutes better.
Sorry it's so hard to hear some of these videos fighting an uphill battle. But anyway, so what was happening there was that was our last pass. We had determined that was our last pass. We needed to make passes in the Challenger still, just to make passes. And I was so excited, but so disappointed that I ran an 8:05. Like, that's so close to a 7, and to go home with an 8:05. And if you heard me, I said Lindsay Wheelock ran her first 7 today. For those that don't know Lindsay, she drives a Copo Camaro. Sometimes she drives a Demon or a Challenger. She's driving something different all the time. But she had just ran her first 7-second pass that day, and I had seen it on Instagram, and I said, oh, it would be so cool if we got to run our first 7s on the same day. And so that was my motivation. We were supposed to be done. It wasn't all my motivation, but like, I wanted to run it on the same day she did, so I could call her and tell her that we were 7-second sisters. And so we had to do a couple shots for filming and stuff, and so thankfully Jeff Miles, I don't usually let people pack my shoots. I like to do that, but I trusted Jeff, and Jeff packed them. Did a good job. They worked. So he packed them for me so we could get our shots and get one more pass in before it was dark. And Ryan was supposed to go home. Thank you, Lisa, for not killing him for staying. But he was supposed to go home. Had to drive back, but he ended up staying for one more pass as well. So that's what all that conversation was, ending with an 8:05 and not making another attempt. After that was my only semi-full quarter-mile pass. I lifted on that one as well. I couldn't do that. I just couldn't do that.
saw that. That's actually what I'm happy about. I'm so happy I got the 129.
See, I knew it was worth staying.
Yeah. No, there you go.
507.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, it's 775. 330 then. That'd be pretty decent.
330 now. 330 now. So that's awesome.
Oh my God.
Your license?
Yeah, we need. Is that your black mark?
I need to.
Is that your black track right there? You just laid that rubber down, didn't you? Good girl. Are you going home with Megan? Hmm? What a good girl. That's a glamour shot if I ever saw one.
This is quite the shot, yes. If I've ever got one.
That's begging for attention. How about
That was it, right?
775, 181.
Oh my gosh, that felt so good. That was so awesome.
You didn't just do it now, you tore it up.
We skipped the 90s and the 80s. Nice job.
I know too. It's gonna go. We don't
That
time
was awesome. I was like, I felt it and I was like, oh, this is good. I was like, one shift, yes, two shifts, yes. And then at the top, it got a little tiny. He's like, no. And I just stayed in it. And then it got a little crooked and I pulled the chute so it got crooked. And then it was like, oh, that was good. That was a good one.
You want to see this?
60.
Thank you, that was so awesome. Oh, and that's still just a 129? That's awesome.
We got our 129. We got our 129.
That's 180.
That's awesome.
That's faster than I've ever been by 10 miles an hour.
Really?
Yes.
What was the 8?
The 8th was a 507.
Yeah. So we killed that record.
I'm so glad we didn't quit. That wasn't like a 799. That's when I broke the 8th, was an 899. This was like 775.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's.
Dude,
Look, we can get a 10th off the 60 easy, like without even trying, probably.
great. I'm ready to drive.
Well, we've been trying all day. Why are you saying that now?
He had to get her used to it. Yay!
Oh, that's the deal?
Yeah.
You've been holding back?
I know.
He really does err on the side.
I know what. You gotta get your driver comfortable
I know
first.
exactly what did it. Yeah,
Exactly.
it very well could have done.
shirt? Where's my lucky shirt?
Oh, it's in there. It's in there.
Jeff said that's what did it.
what did it. Yep.
Oh,
It is the shirt. My new for today's shirt.
so awesome.
Let's see the shirt here.
Yep, Memphis International.
Alex, here's your ticket.
As far as I'm concerned.
So we got our 7, closed it out. That was a very exciting moment. So that wrapped it up for the 55. And then we did bring the Challenger, which you guys will be seeing the build of soon. We did go ahead and bring that over because we needed to get some footage for it for the camera guys that were there, which that's a whole story. If you guys ask me questions, I don't have answers right now, but don't worry, YouTube's not going anywhere. That'll probably be the #1 question. YouTube's not going anywhere. Anyway, so we brought the Challenger over for that. This is the project that I announced a little while back that I was doing with Dodge and Motor Trend. And so we brought that over. And this is the first time it had been on the track. We raced it in Michigan. And the car is super impressive. That's what you're getting ready to see. But it wasn't impressive in these videos because we knew that there was a slight fuel issue. I don't know if the system's dirty. I don't know what it is, but the fuel pressure was low. So before I made these passes, we didn't have time to really check anything. So we just put a safety in saying that if duty cycle was above X or fuel pressure was below it, then we would shut the car down. Like it would just kill power. And so that's what happened. But I wanted to show you these couple clips because it launched really good and did a wheelie, and that was really cool. So anyways, just a couple quick clips and then we'll get ready to totally wrap this thing up. And that is it for now. Pretty wild, right? I know, 7-second pass. Just felt so good. I wanted to walk away from the racetrack with a 7-second pass because it just felt like it needed to happen, and it gave me a lot more confidence going into drag week. So huge shout out to Ryan Witte for coming and helping us tune on the 55. I'm gonna link his channel below so you guys can go check it out if you want. High Performance Consulting, I think I've got that correct. If not, just check out the link below. Ryan has been a super huge help during all of this. He is super methodical, and so huge shout out. Thank you. It's allowed me to focus on driving the 55, and it's a totally different beast that requires focus. So shout out to him. Shout out to Andy Dean for getting the track set up, getting the rental all taken care of. Jeff Miles from Memphis International Raceway, because he stayed like just extra late and helped us get these passes in. So shout out to all of you guys, you rock, and shout out to you guys for watching. Okay, so after this we'll be diving into drag week, and then right after that into race week. So real racing and real progression on our quest. That is it for now. As always, be happy, go fast, and stay pretty. I will see you guys next time.